Falcons fans, welcome to another great edition of FalconZone. I'm your host, Jeremy the Impact York. This is Impact Media's weekly dive into the world of the Atlanta Falcons football squad, club, whatever you want to call it. I call them a team. They're a team. Of course, they're on a bye this week, so there is a lot of it. We're going to get into some league stuff because there was some stuff that happened in the league that is just dang amazing. I will easily say that, and I will actually include Monday's game for sure. But of course, if you want to follow the show, you can do so by going to our YouTube channel underscore. Let's see, Impact underscore Media underscore, and you will find all of our amazing shows except for our hockey show. That's a whole different one. If you want to follow the hockey show, let us know. That is at BoardTech99 on the same YouTube, but at Impact underscore Media underscore for all the amazing content that we do. Of course, the Impact 99 on any social media will find this guy, and you can usually find any of our shows and any of our stuff that we go to there. So let's talk about some other stuff that happened in the league, some things that are a little surprising. How about the Texans completely demoralizing the Ravens? First off, congratulations to the Texans. Let's say that they had a great game, and if you're going to blow somebody out, then fully blow them out. And 44-10 is by far that. CJ Stroud threw for 244 and 4 touchdowns. I think he ran for one too. No, the rushing touchdown was Nick Chubb. Can't forget Nick Chubb. Shout out Nick Chubb. They basically just threw the ball around and did all kinds of crazy stuff. They only sacked Lamar once, and that was Mario Edwards Jr. I remember Mario Edwards Sr. Maybe that makes me old, but he was quite the player too. But no, kudos to them. I want to more importantly talk about the Baltimore Ravens because forget panic. They're in trouble. They are very much in trouble. I mean, they weren't playing very well when Lamar wasn't injured, but now he's got a hamstring injury that has kept him out this past week. I think it's going to keep him out maybe this week too. And that's kind of a big deal. They have not been able to establish the run quite as much. Last year, it seems like the first time that their running backs were catching contact was on the second level. Now it is almost the line of scrimmage. That's a big difference, and that's a big change. They are giving up big time points. I said their defense just not quite where it was in years past. They hung in with the Chiefs, but in no way I don't think they were going to beat the Chiefs. They almost beat the Lions. They did beat the Browns. That's their one win, and they played the Buffalo Bills all the way into almost into overtime before Allen was able to get that last score in the end. So let's pump the brakes a little. That's why I said it's not quite time to worry. They are a mess. It can be cleaned up, but your losses. Like, granted, you beat the Browns. You should beat the Browns. You should have beat the Texans, but you beat the Browns. You lost to the Bills, who were pretty good. You lost to the Lions, who were pretty good. You lost to the Chiefs. They're pretty good. I said maybe you should have beat the Texans, but you come out flat. That the worst part was that was at home, so your home crowd got to see you do all that. That's not great. Not it's not great at all. But I said I think it's just some small tweaks that you guys can do to turn this around. I know what people are going to say. Well, they're 1-4. They're pretty much done. Not really. Not really, because here's their upcoming schedule. Sure, they get the Rams. After the Rams, they get the Bears at home. They get the Dolphins on the road. They get the Vikings on the road. They get the Browns on the road. They get the Jets at home, the Bengals at home. Joe Flacco just got traded there, so the Bengals might be a little better by then. Then Steelers, it was pretty good. Bengals again, Patriots, then Packers, Steelers to end the year. So, of the teams that they should beat the Bears. They should beat the Dolphins. They should beat the Vikings. They should beat the Browns. They should beat the Jets. They should beat the Bengals twice. They probably do it once. And they'll beat the Steelers at least once. Patriots. So there's 8. Okay, yep, yeah. So that's 8. So that would make them, that's 9 wins. So they would be 9-8. 9-8 got you right on the edge of the wild card. You got to win one of those ones that you got to beat the Steelers twice, or you got to beat the Bengals twice, or you got to beat the Packers. One of those teams. But it's not quite time to panic in Baltimore. But you gotta start reevaluating some things because you're not that far away from this thing being out of your control. And while I don't think it'll cost you your coach, it could. And just know there are tons of teams in this league. As much as they want Mike Tomlin if he ever come available, John Harbaugh would be unemployed for about 30 seconds. And that's probably part of why Baltimore has never. He'd have to fire coaches before he got fired, I think. What else was there? Broncos big win over the Eagles. Sean Payton has got them playing big time. He is an all-world coach. I had a great discussion with 2 guys from New Orleans over just from the city of New Orleans. They don't play for New Orleans. One's a big Saints fan. One is a big LSU fan. And we talked a lot about Sean Payton. And they said had Andy Reid not moved up in the draft and took Patrick Mahomes, Sean Payton was going to get him 2 picks later, and he's probably still employed there, and they're in a lot better situation. And I said, I agree. I absolutely agree. But Broncos big win over the Eagles. The Eagles' only issue is A.J. Brown. I think he's going to get traded. They're just not using him. He's already got his ring. He's working on his legacy. He's got his money. There's not much. If they're not using him, then let him go to a team where he's going to get used. The problem is he better watch because he'll end up on a team maybe like the Jets that are not doing very well. So I'd be very careful of where I ended up. But other than that, the Eagles are going to continue to roll because they're rolling despite their number 1 receiver not being involved. Would say the Cowboys look good, but they beat the Jets. Jets are probably going to end up with the number 1 pick. And if they don't, it's going to be the Saints. But the Saints won this week. It's probably going to be the Jets. I think they'll definitely take a quarterback. Just saying. Colts continue to roll. I mean, just drop the hammer. Drop the hammer on the visiting Raiders. 40-6. 40-6. Yeah, turns out those Colts are pretty good. And who are they led by? They are led by Daniel Jones, Danny Dimes, and Jonathan Taylor. And honestly, it's more Danny Dimes than it is anybody. I mean, talk about a revitalization of his career. Turns out he gets away from a dysfunctional team. Now the Giants are putting it together as well, but he gets away from dysfunction and he's thriving. It works for people too. Works for all of us common folk too. Sometimes you get out of a chaotic situation and you actually thrive. Panthers beat the Dolphins to hurt their draft chances. Buccaneers over the Seahawks and might have been the game of the week. No, the game of the week was the Monday night game. But the Buccaneers and the Seahawks were a fantastic game, as I predicted it would be. The Chargers losing to Commanders. Commanders starting to put it together. Luckily for Falcons fans, is they waited before they put it together. So very much appreciate that. The Patriots beat the Bills. So the Bills are going to be 4-1 when they come into town this weekend to Atlanta, to this very building right here. Shout out to the Patriots because you either demoralize the Bills and got them feeling sorry for themselves, or you woke them up. We'll see which of the two happen. Like I said, game of the week to me, Chiefs and Jaguars. Jaguars pulling that off in the end. Trevor Lawrence falling down 3 times on the final play. Snaps the ball, falls down, gets up, falls down, gets up, scrambles to the end zone, falls down again into the end zone for the game-winning score. Trevor Lawrence, man, if he starts to put it together like this, the Jaguars could really be something. And Travis Hunter, I watched him make catches that video games don't make. Video games don't make those. It's just incredible, just incredible. And it looks like the Jaguars are now like 4-1. They have really put some stuff together, and them and the Colts better watch out for the AFC South. They've got two teams that are putting people on notice. Um, but those are some great games for sure. Um, let's see what the good games are this week. I'll make some predictions. I don't know that I'll write them down or anything. If you guys want to, that's great. Um, and there's always those sleeper ones that could be good because, like, you look at Eagles Giants on Thursday night, doesn't look very good, but it might be a great game. Those Thursday night games are always really just crazy, chaotic, and quirky. And you can't discount the 1-4 Giants against the Eagles because it's a division game, and on a short rest, anything could literally happen. Um, what are some good games this weekend? Seahawks Jaguars. That's in Jacksonville. That could be really good. Um, I'll be honest. I like the Seahawks defense better. I like the Jaguars offense better. So we will see. We will see what happens with that one. Um, 49ers Buccaneers. That one's in Tampa. 49ers or Kyle Shanahan is proving that he has a system that Brock Purdy or Mac Jones or possibly even me could competently run and get the same basic result. They're at 4-1. So are the Buccaneers. That's a really, really juicy matchup. Um, Lions and the Chiefs are the Sunday night game. Chiefs at 2-3. No need to really panic there. They're still a couple steps ahead of Baltimore. The Baltimore is the one that's got to clean up a couple little small things. The Chiefs they're getting everybody healthy. They always start like 2-3 or 3-2 or something like that. Watch every year. They very rarely they start like 5-0. So I don't know what everybody's like trying to write them off, and they keep trying to write them off because guess what happens? They keep winning. In a way, they're like what Alabama was to college football a couple of years ago. People kept saying, "Oh, this is the year it goes south. This is the year they implode. This is the year," and then majority of the time, it was the year they'd hold up that trophy, and they're always in the running. So is Andy Reid still the quarterback? I mean, still the head coach? Yeah, because the quarterback would be a different story. Uh, is Patrick Mahomes still the quarterback? Yeah. Brett Veach the GM? Yeah. Then they're in any season in any game there ever was because Veach is going to put the right people on the field. Andy Reid's going to put them in the right position, and Patrick Mahomes going to make sure they get the ball when they need it. I had rinse, repeat. So Lions Chiefs Sunday night, that should be a lot of fun. I think the Chiefs are a -2.5, which means if they played in my backyard or on the planet Pluto, yes, it's the planet in my opinion, um, they would favor the Lions by half a point. They got this one real close. Definitely real close. And then, of course, the Monday night game. There's actually two Monday night games. Bears Commanders is going to be the 8:15. The 7:15. That's on ABC. The 7:15, which is the more important game in my opinion. The 4-1 Bills are going to visit the 2-2 our Atlanta Falcons. Remember last week? I thought the Bills would come in at 5-0. So the fact they come in at 4-1 shows they can be beat because the Falcons could beat the Patriots and so transfer their property that the Falcons can beat the Patriots just beat the Bills, so the Falcons can beat the Bills, right? Right. You've got to do the same things that the Patriots did to the Bills. You've got to frustrate Josh Allen. You've got to, he can run, but you've got to force him to make off balance throws and make decisions long before he wants to make them. You have to make sure that you don't let the stars beat you. With this defense, you've got to confuse them and take what they give you. If they give you the 5 yards in the flats, then take your 5 yards. If they give you middle of the field, then take the middle of the field. You've got, going into the flats, you've got Bijan and Algier that you got going into the flats and running into the flats. That's what they give you. Great. If they give you the middle of the field, well, that's Darnell Mooney and Kyle Pitts territory. They're giving you the outsides and the down the field. Well, that's Drake London, that's Ray McLeod. And those are just starters. I'm not even into the third and fourth string guys and the second string guys that just can pick up the slack and can do all the stuff there. Because Penix has been showing us that he has the potential to really bust this thing open and make it really, really good. It's what I've said to people in the last couple of weeks, though. We've seen the up, we've seen the down, we've seen a little bit of the in between. Which Michael Penix is the consistent one? Which one is the real one? Is he consistent? If he's going to be consistent, I would at least like the middle to be the right one, if not the top. And so if the top, when he balled out a couple of weeks ago, if that is the Michael Penix that we are going to get, then Falcons fans buckle up. It is going to be a fantastic time to be a Falcons fan. And you're 2-2. Yes, Buccaneers are 4-1. So what? Even if they win the division, so what? We're also only 5 weeks in. We're on week 6. There's 10 or 11 weeks to go. Like 11 or 12. Tons of time. Could you turn around? Couldn't you catch them? Absolutely. You can't do it all at once, but you got to win this week. And if you win this week, then you win next week. That's what you can control. You can't control what they're going to do. The only time you can do that is when you play them. And you don't play them for a couple weeks. And you let them get away with it the first time. You don't let them get away with it the second time. So Bills, Falcons, ESPN, 7:15 on Monday. I'm telling you right now, the Atlanta Falcons are going to win this game. And they're going to win this game kind of weird and kind of ugly. It's probably going to be 27-20 or 31-24. It's going to be a one-score game. It's going to be a one-score game. But I think our Atlanta Falcons can take this building back over and show everybody why the Falcons are always on top. Falcons on top, Falcons going to win. We've reached the end of the show. So we appreciate you guys tuning in to another great edition of FalconZone. I am your host, Jeremy, the Impact York. We will see you guys next week. Deuces, gooses. Go Falcons.